Hello, my name is Chiranjib Guha and I am in 6th semester in Bennett University. My topic for this seminar is Wardriving. This is the table of contents for this PPT. Wardriving is searching for wireless networks by moving vehicle. Wardriving was first developed by Pete Shipley in April 2001. It involves using a car or a truck and a Wi-Fi equipped computer such as a laptop or a PD to detect networks. Many war drivers use GPS devices to measure the location of the network, find and log it on a website. For better range, antennas are built or bought and vary from omnidirectional to highly directional. Wireless access points announce their presence at set intervals, usually every 100 milliseconds, by broadcasting a packet containing their service set identifier, or commonly known as SSID, basically the user-defined name of the access point, and several other data items. A stumbling utility, like a software running on a portable computer of some sort, like laptop or PDA, listens for these broadcasts and records the data that the access point makes publicly available. Origin of Wardriving. Wardriving was named after war dialing because it also involves searching for computer systems with a software that would use a phone modem to dial numbers sequentially and see which ones were connected to a fax machine or computer or a similar device. Once such a setup is found, the person who discovered it could attempt to gain access, lock the discovery, or basically do whatever they want. Difference between war driving and piggybacking. War drivers are only out to log and collect information about the wireless access points they find while driving, without using the network's services. Connecting to the network and using its services without explicit authorization of the network is called piggybacking. There are various kinds of misconception about war driving. Nowadays, people confuse between war drivers and hackers. War driver has been misused to describe someone that accesses wireless networks without authorization from the owner. An individual that accesses a computer system, wired or wireless, without authorization is a criminal. This is the setup for Wardriving. It consists of an external omnidirectional or highly directional antenna. It also contains a GPS receiver which may be inside a vehicle. The antenna is connected to the Wi-Fi NIC card, which is further connected to a laptop or PDA running a stumbling software. This is connected to the vehicle's DC power outlets. There are different steps for war driving. The first step is getting the hardware, like a laptop or a PDA. Then we choose a wireless network card. Then we decide on which type of antenna should we use, like a omnidirectional or highly directional antenna. Then we connect the antenna to the wireless network card that we obtained. Then we start mapping the access points. Getting hardware. The following section will discuss potential equipment acquisition and common configurations for each. Getting the hardware. You will need some form of hardware to use with your war driving equipment. There are two primary setups that war drivers utilize. a laptop setup, or a PDA setup or mobile setup. Laptop setup. The most commonly used Wardriving setup utilizes a laptop computer. To Wardrive with a laptop, you need several pieces of hardware and at least one Wardriving software program. A successful laptop Wardriving setup includes a laptop computer, a wireless NIC card, an external antenna, a pigtail to connect the external antenna to the wireless network interface card, a handheld global positioning system or a GPS unit, a GPS data cable to connect to the laptop, a Wardriving software program which will run on the laptop or the PDA, and AC adapter power inverter. This is the image of a laptop setup. Software for laptop. Software for Wardriving is freely available on the internet. Examples include NetStumbler for Windows, Kismet for Linux, and Kismac for Macintosh. PDAs are the perfect accessory for the Wardriver because they are highly portable. Take compact iPack or any number of other PDAs that utilize the ARM, MIPS or SH3 processor can be utilized with common Wardriving software packages. As with the laptop setup, the PDA setup requires additional equipment in order to be successful. A PDA with a data cable, a wireless network interface card, an external antenna, a pigtail to connect the external antenna to the wireless network interface card, a handheld global positioning GPS unit, a GPS data cable which will be connected to the PDA, a Wardriving software program which will run on the PDA. This is the image for PDA setup. MiniStumbler, the PDA version of NetStumbler, works on PDAs that utilizes the Microsoft Pocket PC operating system. The HP or compact iPack is one of the more common PDAs among Wardrivers that prefer MiniStumblers. Wardrivers that prefer to use a PDA port of Kismet are likely to choose the Sharp Zorus since it runs a PDA version of Linux. There are also Kismet packages that have specifically been designed for use on the Zorus. Kismet. Kismet is an 802.11 layer 2 wireless network detector and sniffer. Kismet is fully passive and undetectable when in operation. It automatically tracks all networks in range. It is able to detect or infer hidden networks, attack attempts, find rogue access point, and the users connected to the wireless network. NetStumble. NetStumble is also a tool for Windows that facilitates detection of wireless LANs using the 802.11b, 802.11g, and 802.11a WLAN standards. It is commonly used for Wardriving, verifying network configuration, finding location with poor coverage in one's WLAN, detecting causes of wireless interface. They also help in detecting unauthorized or rogue access points. They help in aiming directional antennas for long-haul WLAN links. Kismac. Kismac is a passive network scanner. Rather than send out active probe requests, it instructs the wireless card to tune to a channel, listen for a short time, then tune to the next channel and listen for a while, and so on. In this way, It is possible to not only detect networks without announcing your presence, but also find networks that don't respond to probe requests, namely closed networks. But that's not all. Passive monitors have access to every frame that a radio can hear while tuned to a particular channel. This means that you cannot only detect access points but also the wireless clients of those APs. It also has many other uses like revealing hidden SSIDs, has different attacks against encrypted networks. It also supports mapping and GPS. They can draw area maps of network coverage. Antenna. Antenna is also used in wardriving purposes. There are two types of antennas. Omnidirectional. They see in all directions at once. It relies on line of sight to transmit. It is the most common antenna which is used in wardriving. Directional antennas also rely on line of sight to transmit. However, unlike omnidirectional antenna, they can only see in the direction they are pointed. They are excellent for use in areas with tall buildings. From a stationary position near the basis of the building, you can sweep the antenna up and down the length of the building and detect access points that would have been missed with an omnidirectional antenna. GPS. Most war drivers want to map the results of their drives. To do this, a portable GPS capable of National Marine Electronics Output or NMEA is required. Some war driving software supports other proprietary formats such as Garmin. For instance, NetTumbler supports the Garmin format. The Garmin format reports the current location to your software every second, whereas NMEA only reports a location once every 2 seconds. Using the Garmin format increases the accuracy of the access point location. Unfortunately, Kismet and other softwares only support NMEA output. This is a Garmin GPS unit. War driving rules. There are different rules to be followed while war driving. Do not connect to the networks that you are scanning. Obey traffic laws while you are driving. Obey private property and no trespassing signs. Don't use the data for personal gain. Avoid auto connection, which means when out war driving, make sure that your wireless device auto connection function is turned off to avoid automatically connect to someone's network without your knowing. It is recommended that you have a wireless network at your home or business, that you should take all the above precautions to try and prevent anybody from hacking into your network. There are different ways to protect your network from a hack. First step is enable encryption on your second access point. Set the router access password. Enable MAC address filtering. Don't disable the SSID broadcast. Disable the remote access login and disable wireless administrator. Legalities in war driving. It is not illegal for in scanning of wireless networks, as you are not trespassing into another person's property when scanning for wireless networks. But it is illegal to connect to someone else's network, as now you are trespassing into another person's property without his explicit permission. Conclusion. Now, we discussed the origin of the term war driving and how to set it up. It is very useful in detecting and reporting the existence of insecure wireless network, ostensibly without actually accessing the network. It may also involve illegally accessing and monitoring the networks once discovered. Thank you.